Good evening, and first of all, congratulations to all of the winners. Uh, this conference is not new to me. I've had the privilege and the honor to come here repeatedly, thanks to the beginner team and Dr. Nayak. And it's always humbling to stand between so many winners in the same room. And one of my secrets or desires has been that I want to go first in this conversation. And Dr. Nayak never agrees to that. He puts me fourth or fifth. And by the time I get onto the stage, I'm so awed by the people who've spoken before me that I don't know really what to say. My presentation is more technical in nature. It's not, it's unlike the previous speakers who've spoken much about philosophy, design, the process. Dr. Nayak had requested me to speak about something that my team does very well. I have the privilege of leading a team that's been at the cutting edge of BIM technology since 2015. Brilliant bunch of guys who've been consistently working with a lot of digitization of work process flows, materials, processes of construction, management of construction, etc. And when I was looking at what I could present before such an august gathering, I sort of tried to put a few poetic thoughts together. I'm very fond of Urdu poetry. It's something that sort of keeps me sane. And one of the things that I thought of was that all of you guys are winners. It's an important evening for everyone in this room. And so it's kind of saying that you are at a pause on a journey. This is a small celebration of the journey of everyone's lives. You've won awards. Today is the evening where you are felicitated, and you know. So I chose a railway station to sort of, you know, have a little bit of a stretch of a corollary, if I may, just a bit of an architectural thought stretch. I will play before my presentation. I will play an architectural video. This is a regular architectural video that you would see on most projects, and it is visual in nature. Where I will go to at the end of my presentation is that these pretty pictures that you see in the video are actually the result of items and technologies that are embedded in a BIM model. And then I will play a video of this BIM model of how this construction has gotten done. This is a project that is now nearing completion. It's the railway station in the city of Chandigarh. Again, a very awe-inspiring city, one of the first planned cities in India, and still a model city for so many of us who work in the profession. You sort of walk in the footsteps of doyens when you're here, and I do hope that whatever we've done there will meet justified criticism. I'm sort of bracing for what happens when the station opens. But short video, architectural, you will sort of just see a glimpse of how these spaces are laid out and what the building looks like. And then we'll get into the tech of what happens behind it. Please, can you? All right, thank you. Thank you. You can stop. Thank you. So you've seen the sort of the walkthrough of the station. It's a pretty straightforward design. There's transport interchanges between buses, cars, pedestrians going on to trains and various functions. I don't need to get into that. You all understand it. And I will also purposely not get into the architectural language. What I will get into is the technology that went into the design and eventually how it was used to construct. It's a very important station on several accounts. Number one, this is one of the first few that was commissioned for actual construction. Just to give you numbers, India has close to 8,800 stations, and currently only 54 are being renovated. There is a plan to renovate all of them, but so there is massive, if I may be so bold, unlearning that needs to happen within the system to actually create something which belongs to the future and not replicate what has been happening in the past. There are some very good reasons why the railways work in the way it does. The number of passengers we move is the largest in the world. There is nobody else who moves as many passengers. There are just so many of us. So this is a station that straddles two cities, Panchkula and Chandigarh. It also ended up being an urban design project where there is a pedestrian connection. Like I said, I don't want to get into the architecture of it. This is finally the plan that has come about. This plan, the way you see it, and you're from the profession, so you understand what these plans mean. When you look at it from the standpoint of materiality, this has about roughly 2 million elements that need to be put together to make this building function the way that we want it to build. And those 2 million elements start with what kind of excavation grading is going to happen. One of the challenges that we've taken upon ourselves was that we will not throw out any construction debris, and we will not get soil from outside. So whatever is there is on the site. It's a completely net zero throughout kind of a site. No water is being thrown, no soil is being thrown, no debris is being thrown, etc., etc. So the challenge here was that we are on a strict timeline. It's an aggressive government. We are a hungry nation. We want to get everything done yesterday. To start with, the timeline given was just about 30 months. It's gone into about 36, but should be completed now. And therefore, the challenge as a design team was that we are going to construct while we design. The design was not completed, the drawings were not completed, and we had to go into construction. So I'll skip to the BIM stuff. Apologies, yeah. The location, etc., I've already told you. So the pretty picture that I consider it pretty, not everybody will like it, but that's all right. The pretty picture that you see on the top has a skeleton that looks like what you see at the bottom. And that set of elements, which is basically Corbusier's fins and his roof of the High Court, is made up of about 2,000 elements. And this process needed to happen while the construction was going on. So we didn't have a chance to revise any of the drawings. There was no chance to look at an idea that was better that came 2 months late. Whatever ideas were good ideas that came in on the first week were the ones that needed to be implemented. And so therefore it was a lot of sleepless nights. Ajay mentioned living architecture. All of you do that. So I'm not seeking any sympathy, maybe some empathy somewhere. But yeah, so again, the growth that you see of the skeleton to the skin and to the final building was happening in continuity. This is a screen grab of an actual model from the project of one of the station side buildings. Integration of structure, the mechanical properties of it, all of the services, solar energy that is going to be produced. By the way, the final product is going to eventually become an operating net zero energy model. We are not going to be net zero from an environmental perspective of being able to give back energy that has been taken into building the station, but it will be an operational net zero project where the energy being produced on the site is equivalent or more to the energy being used to run the station. So these elements became the project. You're familiar with BIM. It's a philosophy that's now close to about 16, 17 years old. We adopted it in 2015, but the fun part of this technology, or the opportunity in this technology is that it is allowing us to look at having a leap into the next step that we do. We have no doubt about the capacity and capability of our design teams. Shell just so eloquently put it, I can't really add any words to what she's already spoken about the fact that it's literally the death knell for mediocrity, and the guys who are at the top of the game are the ones who are going to remain designers. So that can never be taken away. However, the fact of the matter is, and if you drive around any of the cities, including the one that we are in today, construction sites and infrastructure development sites are the biggest bottleneck to a good quality in the city while they are being built. It's the worst thing to happen to a city, to build a flyover or a bridge, and then everybody just kind of braces and says, ab 3 saal ke liye to gaye, ab yahan se to nahi ja sakte, there's going to be a traffic jam every day, etc. There's going to be dust. So how are we going to then leapfrog from here into industrializing construction systems where components of construction to the largest extent possible can be made somewhere, transported to site, and they actually fit? That's again a second big part of the construction technology challenge that we have, and unfortunately it's unique to this country. I think somehow along the way of being speedy, along the way of being needy and hungry, we've lost the ability to do things that fit. Walk out, try walking on the pavement, and I think you will know exactly what I'm saying. But we said, okay, we're going to look at it as modularization of pretty much everything that we could. So some of the models that you will see, and I'm going to just play it, all of the underground services here in the station are modular. They're produced in a factory. So I think almost no brick manholes, almost no pipe connections that went underground, almost no the site supervisor deciding what he's going to do. All the covers are the same. So this is really something that is an attempt. I'm not claiming that we reached the sort of zenith of what we started out to do. We started out with big ideas. We've managed to deliver some of them. So the structures are modular. Most of the facade systems are modular. The roof that you see, which is, just to again give you numbers, is almost about 2.5 acres in size. That central roof that you see is 2.5 acres in size, is all modular, completely prefabricated and only installed on site. And the station continued to run while the construction was going on. Train services were not stopped even for a single day. And there are close to 27,000 people that come here every day. Thank you. It's a big, thank you. I appreciate the appreciation, and I want to say that this appreciation is for the company that is building it. The Ahluwalia Contracts, and this great friend of mine, his name is Rajiv Bansode, who's the construction manager. He's a grizzly, crazy guy. It was this bunch of people that made it happen, actually. But we were the back-end team who assisted in the design and the documentation in such a way that they could do it. And even while we managed to pass on the information of design over almost an extended 9-month period, they were already on the construction site and doing things. So stuff that got done on the site in, let's say, January 2023, this project kicked off in December 22 from a design stage. April 23 or May 23, they actually went to the site. Our design ended by early 24. But whatever they did in the last 6 months of the design, of the construction, the first 6 months of the construction phase, has had a seamless integration of what got done in the last 6 months of the design stage. So the decisions that we took later on were decisions that got implemented on the site without having to break, damage, take away, or redo things. So it was incremental in that nature. Some have argued that it has ended up being slightly boring. I agree with it. It's not the most interesting dynamic building in the world, but a lot of it was safety driven out of fear to say, we've decided this, we're going to do this, and let's stick to it so it actually gets done, and it did. When I say boring, it's not a drab, lousy place to go to, but it's not Huangzhou Station in China. It's not, or the train that Saudi Arabia runs. There are multiple reasons also why they look like they do. This has been built at a fractional cost. A project that services currently 27,000 people and will rise to 35,000 people a day, every day, is being built at a nominal cost of only 350 crores. That's literally like 1 crore of rupees per person who's using it today, every day. And divided by 365, that's the money you're spending on it. So Ajay again eloquently spoke about financial management and sustainability. this is how it's actually practically implemented. These are again screen grabs from the actual drawings. These are actual project drawings that have been implemented. You can't really read the schedules, but again, for those of you who know and those who don't, all of the material schedules come out of BIM, so you know exactly what is being purchased on the site. The big misses on this project, the ones that I feel sad about. I'm just quickly cycling through the slides. The big misses on the project is we were not able to adequately train downstream teams on the use of BIM. That's been my big sort of miss on this project, and I hope that more number of people will take it up in the country, and we can do that. And that is the next step. It's being used in our Mumbai project, where there is BIM integration on field devices, on visual field devices. So you actually do not need to carry big pothas of drawings with 100 drawings and 200 drawings in it. It's on the cloud. Your device talks to the cloud, also visually looks at the site, and you kind of know what needs to get done. It's in a nascent stage. It's a technology that's been used in some of the countries, is being used in our country now again through the efforts of all of the people and the brilliant people that I work with on this. So this is really the future of BIM. It's, I think, something that ought to be looked at very seriously, because if we continue to do things the way we do, all of you as practitioners in this field have noticed that what you think in a studio, discuss in a conference room, degenerates by 20-30% when it goes to the site, and that is basically because you will sit over a drink later on and say, you know what, we don't have skilled laborers anymore, etc. The future of India and 140 million people cannot be based on skilled labor. It has to be based on skill, period. And that skill and that upskilling is the responsibility of leaders who are sitting in this room currently. I will leave you today with another run of the same video that you saw, but this one is a BIM grab, so you can sort of make a view yourself of what the pretty picture was and the skin, bone, and muscle that goes on behind it. Thank you for being such patient listeners. 2 more minutes of your time. Have a wonderful evening, and congratulations to all the winners again. Can you run the second video, please? Trees and flowers have gone away in this one. This is pre-plantation. That's 20 million elements coming together. you can stop it now. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a great evening ahead.